I know it's valuable, but I do not feel like it is valuable in our home.
You were off in Pluto.
You're kidding.
And I think we really need to discuss parenting styles.
Our goals are the same. I just think our personalities are different. I disagree though.
Okay, hold on. I haven't finished.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Why do you say that? That's not true.
That's just not accurate though.
You're not validating what I'm saying.
I know it's like stressful to some, but
well, I don't smoke cigarettes, but I was thinking about starting.
Basically, Jason, it's time to go back to therapy.
Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Kennedys, Jason and Lauren, and our real life therapist, Angie Richey. She's not AI. She's our real therapist. She's a real human being. And we are back. We took a little break for the summer. And during that break, I asked myself, and I talked to my wife about these things. Are people watching? Do they care? Do views really matter? And on Sunday, I was at church and I was waiting for you. And I got to be honest, I was a little frustrated because I said, honey, the kids, we're losing them. We got to get to the car. And she got caught up chatting. And then she kept chatting and I kind of walked away and I'm sitting there and this couple randomly out of the blue walks up and they're like, when are you doing more episodes of your therapy podcast? And I said, we're actually going to start shooting again ASAP. So it kind of was the affirmation that I needed that you all are listening. We know that not a lot of people, maybe you don't like therapy, maybe you're thinking about therapy, maybe you can't afford therapy, but you can watch and listen and apply this to your relationship, apply this to your marriage. And it's exactly what I needed to hear and what we needed to hear. I've also had an espresso shot.
I was going to say, how many coffees have you had?
I just got out of the cold plunge and I feel good.
You're on fire today.
How's everything with you?
Great. I'm glad to be back. And I want to just affirm, I love that you got that validation that this podcast and this content matters. Because I've had so many young couples, including members of my family, that have gone into counseling. Wow. Not because things are bad, but because they want to grow.
Yeah, we want to grow. That's kind of like our MO. And it's interesting. You get into this routine and everything's going great. And, you know, we've got 2 young kids and work's picking up again and everything's been busy. We're in the middle of a move right now. There's just a lot happening. And then all of a sudden, boom, something happens in your marriage, your relationship, a fight, an argument, and you feel like you've gone back multiple years. Then you're in that circle again of, wait, we already talked about this. We already went to therapy about this. We actually have had a couple of those recently. And it just feels a little chaotic for me. So how are you doing? Where are you at? Any intros that you want to talk about? Anything?
Yeah, I feel like, I know we talked about our first month in Idaho at the beginning of our counseling, first few sessions. So this was our second trip, and it definitely wasn't the same as the first. So we could talk through those things. But I think, yes, I think 2 positive things are, there hasn't been intense regression. I feel like our recovery is a lot faster from a dispute. That's such a funny word.
So when we get in an argument or a fight, our recovery is
faster.
Yeah, because sometimes it could be a day. Yeah. I mean, when it's bad, it could be a day and a half. But I don't think it's like that anymore, right?
Well, I more feel like it just wouldn't be fully resolved. Like we would try to have a conversation and it still wouldn't be resolved.
It'd linger.
Yeah.
I would say that's progress, you guys. And it's showing is that you become more resilient. You know how to return to joy because I think you're being more skillful. And that's what this is. It's about building skills. It's not going to be innate. And Jason, what you kind of talked a little bit about this crazy season that you're in right now.
Sure.
A lot of unknown, which increases stress. And when you have increased stress, it actually reduces your ability to cope well and to be thoughtful and mindful. So the fact that you feel like you're regressing a little bit in your progress, it's normal. You're not. You have the skills. You just need to know how to use them when times get really stressful.
Yeah. And I feel like you've lessened on you haven't done your individual counseling, which I see a huge difference when you're not doing that. And I think it's easy to opt out and just be like, I think I'm in a good place now. Or it's too expensive. I feel like financially it was burdening you a little bit. But I think from the outside looking in and just in our relationship, notice a big difference.
Okay.
Not that it's all you, but I'm just saying.
I didn't
Basically,
say,
Jason, it's time to go back to therapy.
Yeah,
are you going to individual therapy?
that would be my heaven.
Why don't you?
I just haven't scheduled it.
Same. Welcome to the party, man.
But more just because I have done years of individual therapy.
Yeah,
So
but
now
that
I feel
was-
like I have tools built up that I've used a lot. So I feel like you were at the very beginning of individual therapy for the first time in your life. So I feel like you're just building up your toolbox. So I think that's...
Everybody's toolbox is different, hon. No, I agree. I still plan to go to individual therapy. Took a few months off for a multitude of reasons. When we go away for the summer and it's just us and the kids, and it's just like not the routine to just like, hey, can you meet at noon? And it's just kind of, we don't have anybody watching the kids, so we're just full on with a 3.5-year-old and a 2-year-old right now. So I'm not trying to make excuses, but I'm definitely going to go back to individual therapy. But I think, as an aside, the thing that we, or at least in my head, got into it the most on would be parenting styles. Our parenting style is not the same when it comes to what I like to call crunch time, 4 to 6 p.m. Really 5 to 6. 5 to 6 is, are they fed? Have they gotten in the shower? Are they ready for bed? Are they in their jammies? And are we focused on that, or are we doing other things? There was multiple instances this summer where I just felt like you were off in Pluto, and I'm in here. My mom was witness to one of them where I'm like, clearly, okay, we just got back from the grocery store, and the kids were losing them, as we say. We're losing them.
Yeah.
Quickly. And
I disagree, though.
Okay, hold on. I haven't finished that.
I know, but I'm just saying.
But I remember, and you looked at me and you were like, the lake water is so pretty right now. Do you mind if I go ask some of the guys if they'll take me out on the boat?
I thought you were talking about a totally different night.
No,
Okay,
no,
great.
I'm talking about this time.
No, that's hilarious.
And I was like, are you serious right now? Like, we're losing the kids right now. And then other times where I'll be in the mix with them and you're like taking videos and pictures, or you're just, you look at it differently. And that is how I take that time very seriously, because I can lose it if I don't feel like I have help. I don't know. I feel like I've been struggling with that, and that starts to form anger inside of me and resentment. And I think we really need to discuss parenting styles.
That is so clear. Thanks for sharing that, Jason. That's so clear. I would love to hear Lo's perspective of that same experience.
I would say I don't view our parenting styles as super different. I just think our personalities are different. Our goals are the same. But, okay, first of all, that night, that's actually so funny. We were driving back from the grocery store, and his mom is here to help. And I can't even describe. So I grew up on a lake. We didn't live there, but we would go there every single weekend. So I started skiing when I was 4, water skiing. And it just brings this like crazy peace to my heart. I don't know how to explain it. It's like when I see a lake that's calm, which it hadn't been the whole summer, it like does something to my soul, to where it's almost like I have to like run to the lake and go get a ski in. And I hadn't skied at all that summer. So I was thinking to myself, it would just be, I'm just going to pull a crazy question, and I'm always like so present during that time. And I was like, and sometimes that's just my personality also. I'm like so spontaneous, even though I'm very structured. And I just was like, I feel like I need to go down to the marina and see if they'll just take me for a quick ski.
It's calling me.
Yeah. I was like, whoa. And I just don't do stuff like that often at all. Like take time by myself away from the family, and his mom was there to help. So I asked already knowing the answer, but I was just like, I feel like many times he's done things like that to fill his soul with like a full day of golf or whatever it might be. And that brings me joy because I know it brings him joy. So I just thought I'd take a stab at it.
Of course, Jason is going to support you going to the lake during the 5 to 6
I do not. I would never say let's go play golf from 4 to 6 p.m.
You did do that though. I took care of the kids one day.
One day out of 90?
No, but like the whole day through that time when you were playing golf.
Are you telling stories right now?
We don't have to go back and forth because I don't think that's productive, but there have been so many times where I've done that, and I find so much joy in him doing those things. I was fine not going, but I'm just so spontaneous, and if I got to do that, it would have made probably my whole year, which sounds so intense, but it's like when I'm going through any sort of stress, which I feel like we're both going through with just a bunch of life change, that I would at the lake, like just, it takes me somewhere, and it's like truly this crazy time with God that I have every time when I'm skiing on a calm lake. And I think after my accident too, it's just like a success because it's different getting up with one hand. And so it just...
Well, now I feel like a jerk.
No.
The biggest jerk, Jason.
No, and I'm not saying that to make you feel that way.
I got one hand and all.
No, it's like very deeply meaningful to me.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I don't ask nonsense.
I love when you're out on the lake. Let me preface that. Yeah. Or, it's apart from that. If I didn't feel this more than on one occasion, I wouldn't bring it up. It's sometimes I feel like you can become, and I've used this word with you, a little aloof during that time and not understanding like, hey, we got something to do here. We got to be on the same page.
But because that is like, that I feel like is very hurtful because I am just like very structured during that time, but I'm more lax in my structure, meaning like, for instance, River, he was so upset with me one night because both kids were totally fine. His mom is there to help, so he has support with Poppy, who's the easiest baby. River's outside, and there is a domestic cat walking around outside. And
that was another time. You're right, yeah. Mm-hmm. It bothered me.
You were like, wouldn't talk to me for a few hours. And River was like, I am so much like Riv. We have the same love for animals, and my parents supported me so fully in my love and connection with animals. And I was like, I need to support this right now, so I needed to bring his dinner out here. We're going to eat together on the rocking chair, and I'm going to let him interact with this cat because he hasn't really had much interactions with cat. I want to teach him cats. I want to teach him how to like be like, like smart and cautious, but also like do what he does. And he just attracts every animal to himself. It's like the sweetest, most precious thing. And I just relate so much to that connection. So I feel like maybe I just think on a deeper level of just like, we can eat outside and he is happy. And
I'm fine.
Why would
That's totally fine. But
No, but I'm not done yet. I'm like, that is super important to develop those loves and passions in our children. And he just was like so mad at me. And I'm like, I don't even understand what the problem here is. I'm like with our son and you're with Poppy with your mom getting help. And we're not even deterring from the time frame of bedtime. We're going to go take a shower together. I showered with the kids every night by myself in Idaho.
Not every night.
Almost 95% of the nights.
Why do you say that? That's not true.
I was with one of them every single night in the bath or the shower.
How did you shower alone with the kids every night and I showered with the kids probably 50% of the time? Who was...
That's just not accurate though. Because it was like I loved doing it. Like it was so fun. But I'm saying what you're saying just isn't factual. And River and I would have baths together. Like I just don't know.
You guys would take baths together. I never took a bath with you guys. A bath.
But I'm saying
I would shower with them all the time. At least 40 times. But you just said
like I was in that process.
What do you mean?
So like either I was showering with the two of them by myself, and then eventually I was like, you got to start helping me because they're at each other in the shower, and that kind of scares me safety wise. And then I started bathing with Riv a lot because he wanted to like swim in the bathtub, and we had fun toys we got. And you would shower with Poppy, or I would bathe Poppy and you would take her out of the bath, and then it would just be me and Riv. It's just, I'm very in that time. So I think it's just hurtful when you say I'm aloof during that time. I'm helping to feed them.
Can I clarify?
To do it. Yeah, but I think, I just want to say one more thing so I don't lose my train of thought. I feel like when you feel dysregulated, you just try to grasp for control. And it's like, if it's not going the way you envision it or the way you prefer, it's wrong. And I just don't view that time like that at all. I'm like, we're getting done what we need to get done, and I am fully 100% in it. I'm, in my opinion, not, I don't even know why aloof would be a word during that time, because I'm just like so involved, and it's like a fun time for me. I like the crunch time.
You feel
of 4 to 6.
connected. You still feel present.
Yeah, I think I'm aware of certain things that are meaningful to each of them, and so I'm gonna support that, knowing in my mind that he'll have, like, if I don't know, if he just felt like he was losing it or something with Poppy, then I would come in and help and not take River. But like, it's actually so easy when like they're not together, meaning the cat thing. I'm like, I just don't understand the response of being mad at me for 2 hours, and it just makes me not feel safe in, I guess, embracing like the values or things that our kids love, because I'm like, he's gonna be mad at me and I already knew it. But I'm like, but why is he mad at me? Like, what was so bad about what just happened?
So this is just so highlighting how differently you see the world, and how you guys both have love for the kids. You're both present with the kids. You just have totally different lenses, and you experience the world. I mean, Jason was experienced in the lake very different than you were.
Yeah.
So Jason, talk about, you wanted to clarify something.
Yeah. I think you are unbelievably present with the kids, hands-on, insanely present. Let me just leave it at that. I think it comes down to reading the kids' energy in the moment. And when I say kids' energy, it's like, are we going to lose them? Are they extra crabby right now? Where's their tank at? So when I go back to some of the moments we've already talked about, like the cat situation, first off, it's a wild cat. I don't know if it's a bobcat or a regular cat or a house cat or a domestic cat or a feral cat. I don't know. I'm not a cat guy.
Because I ChatGPT'd it.
Okay.
So
Well, that's never wrong. But all that stuff to say is, I think those moments are great. But sometimes when it's towards, I felt we had just had a full day with the kids, and River was getting cranky, and I said, hey, Riv, like, it's time to come in and eat, like, because we know this is the dinner time. But if he hears me say it's time to come in and eat, and then he says no, which he did, and then he sees a cat and does that, that means he's not listening to me as his dad. And I think he needs to listen to his parents. So when you go off and do your own thing with him, that means like he's always going to go over to mom and be like, well, I can get away with it now because, I'm not listening to dad. And he's 3.5 years old. So we're in the crux of him understanding in his brain right now, like, listening to your parents. There's consequences when you don't listen. Your toys will be taken away for a little bit, or you'll have to go to bed like a little early. You won't be able to stay up late. You're not going to be able to have whatever it is, whatever you feel like is the right thing to do. We have our thoughts about how we discipline in an appropriate manner for our children. And I just feel like that just completely is not on the same page of where I'm at in the moment.
I didn't hear that interaction between you guys at all.
Okay,
ever.
but
So
I did. That's when I said you just didn't hear it, but you were right there for it. Because I think your brain and your eyes saw the cat, and you're like, oh, this is a great moment. And then I just feel like we're not on the same page. I said it multiple times.
But I actually wasn't inside that whole time when you were having that discussion. Because he came out and saw the cat. I remember saying, like, babe, I don't have time for the cat right now, that we're losing them. I kept saying that. We're losing them. But we weren't losing. That's the thing, that, like, River was so calm and happy. I don't understand why you thought
Benny was going crazy, barking.
But that's Benny.
I know, but Benny was going nuts, causing Poppy to cry when it was time for them to eat. And it was one of those times I'm like, can we just have a peaceful moment, not worry about what's going on outside, get our kids fed, bathed, and put to sleep? It's been a long day, and it's time. Like, I love those special moments where I'm not a drill sergeant by any means, but I think there's a time where we're reading the room and going, it's time to just get them fed and put them to bed. And when you're like, let me go water ski right now. Let me just go play with this random wild cat right now.
I think it's the first time I've ever asked to leave the family during a time like that.
Okay.
Can I make an observation?
It's like one
Please,
time.
We've done a lot of talking. Angie, we clearly need some help.
Honestly, neither of you are wrong. Actually, you're both having experiences that are, if you were doing individual therapy, I'd be like, you're right, Lo. Jason just, he just doesn't get it. He just really stole the life out of that moment.
Would you say that?
No.
Dang it, I don't think I want you guys doing individual therapy.
But therapy does that though. Typically a therapist will more align. That's why couples therapy doesn't always go well, because it's hard to kind of
Do you feel like you have to play both sides, or what's the secret?
The secret is I'm looking at the whole.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the marriage. Mm-hmm. And that's why, honestly, you're both not wrong, but you're both not completely right. Mm-hmm. And what I love is what you did, Lo, is you actually acknowledge that you didn't hear a certain part of the story.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. The arguments come from the gaps in the story of your experience. Jason, you were having a whole experience she wasn't aware of. Lo's having a whole out-of-body experience with this lake, throwing it back to her childhood. It's just a moment. This is her moment to be spontaneous.
Really
She's in the summer of '98 in her head, and I'm like, "Where's the food? We got to get the jammies on."
Yeah, and honestly, you're not wrong, Lo, when you said that Jason wants control. I don't think it's so much about control and like the drill sergeant, but there needs to be. It seemed very out of order and chaotic to him, and that probably raised your heart rate a little bit.
For sure, it frustrated
And
me.
let's be honest, parents out there, 4 to 6 is the most difficult time for parenting.
Yeah.
It is like they're cranky, they're tired, they're hungry. You guys are done. You guys are spent for the day.
We're spent.
So that 4 to 6 is really hard. Most babies, my kids have a baby, and that you can't get them baby down for a nap at that time. It's like they're fighting themselves.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
that's what you were seeing. You were seeing Riv kind of like fighting what he even needs, which is food, and to kind of. So I love this conversation. You're not wrong. But I think there's some areas where you can begin to look at the bigger picture. And the only way you're going to actually solve this next time is to cope ahead, is to have this conversation and look at it on the table without judgment. Mm-hmm. You're not judging Lo, you're not judging Jason. To say, hey, I see what happened. You missed your moment in the lake. You missed your moment of getting support and having order and feeling like you had some kind of leadership in the family. What can we do different so that both your needs are met, or at least you could both align to say, you know what, I'm going to sacrifice a bit of, I'm going to be a little chaotic right now so that Lo can have her moment. Or you're going to say, you know what, I can do the lake tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Totally. So talk to me about that. What are you hearing? What's resonating? What's not?
I just think that both of us have just different capacities that we can handle in regards to chaos.
Agreed.
So if he wants to go, there have just been countless times, but I don't even add them up in my head because they're not big deals to me, because I'm like, of course, I'm so happy. Go do your thing. I know it brings you so much joy. So I guess to me, and I already knew the answer before I even asked it, I was like, this is definitely gonna be a heavy no, even though he had his mom to help. But I'm like, I think he still just feels like he can't handle that. When I asked him, I know him well enough to know the answer would have already been yes, but I was like, I'm just gonna take a stab at it because it's literally that calm right now, and it probably won't be that calm tomorrow. And so I was like, and it's fine, I'm over it in half a second if I can't go. But I feel like I did make a lot of sacrificial things with his family that came into town 2 different times for the good of him. And so, and it doesn't, I promise you I'm not expecting anything in return, but I just guess I would have viewed that situation different, but I have to remember that he's not me, and how we think. So
that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. That's really powerful.
But I will say for you, or it can just feel unfair is such a strong word, because I'm not truly not comparing. I forget the day after the day is gone unless it was a big thing. Yeah. But I guess just my capacity being higher and then his being lower, it can feel like I'm a little more I am in this spot and I cannot leave kind of thing. And I feel sorry, back to the response thing, when I asked him, he was just like, you're kidding, right? And it's just, that is his response 99% of the times. And so then I'm I don't even know why I tried in my head, even though I already knew his response would be that. But it's just so discouraging, because there are so many things I try to bring up. I can't tell you how many times I've delayed days bringing up a topic to him, because
why? I love addressing things immediately.
Well, I think what this is highlighting, and I want it, and Jason, I want to just for everyone, Lois said it many times, even on this podcast, your heart, you're amazing, you're a great husband. And it goes back to your personality types. It goes back to parenting styles. There's two things that are at play here. One is you're parented differently. You have different styles. You have different personalities. So you both are almost like complete opposites. You have the peacemaker on this side. We've talked about a little bit of your Enneagram 9. Yep. You're on the other side of your protector. You're Enneagram 8, very intense. In fact, you don't even realize I don't even experience you that intense, maybe because I'm a little bit intense, so it doesn't. But you aren't even aware because it's your normal. And in fact, most of your intensity isn't done with a motive or even anger or upset. You can be happy and intense.
We know what we want. We have the agenda. We have the plan. We know
exactly. You're direct.
Yeah.
You execute. But for this 9, this tender, sensitive, I think one of the greatest mistakes you can make with her is bulldozing. What she would define as bulldozing. That is the 9's greatest frustration is when people overpower her. And even though you're not trying to, your directness is a lot.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah.
I received that.
But honestly, your leadership is so needed. And so what we don't want to do is emasculate.
And I value it so much.
You do. You love that about him. But in that moment, something was communicated that I think was actually wasn't true. But what that moment spoke to you, Jason, is I'm not respected. My needs and the kids' needs don't matter. She's in her own little world. In that moment for you, Lo, it was like, he doesn't see me. I'm not seen. I'm not known. I'm not cared about. And talk to me about that. Was that your heart? Was that your motive to make each other feel that way?
Of course not.
No,
of course
definitely not.
Yeah.
It's amazing to hear each other say it out loud because it just reminds you that we shouldn't be reading each other's minds.
That's it.
And our childhoods were different.
Very.
So how you're raised directly plays into how you parent. And you need to talk these things out, right?
But I feel like it's interesting, though, how you say we parent differently. I feel like just our personalities are different because I feel like our parenting.
I think we're actually an insanely great team.
But even the way we discipline is so similar.
Locked in.
For sure.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's more just
I'm talking about literally from 5 to 6 p.m. sometimes.
I think just self-regulation is different.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, just capacities are different, which in turn.
Yeah, I'm not talking in general. Look, if we parented different from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.,
that's a whole
nother ballgame. And thankfully, that is not the case. But
if your problems are 4 to 6, you guys are doing pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think.
And I really love that time.
That's your favorite time.
Because I feel like I'm Mrs. Doubtfire.
I know it's like stressful to some, but I really do like thrive.
Maybe he should just go golfing.
I know.
4 to 6.
Like, bye-bye.
Can I tee off at 4 and come back at 6?
I think you guys made some really good observations, though. And I think you need to hear, one is you heard yourself talking about the moment, but also just understanding your personalities and what you need. And I think if you guys were to like scale it way down, what would have been your need in that moment, Jason? Just communicate to Lo, what did you need?
That you're right there, literally in the kitchen with me. Are you feeding Poppy in the moment while I'm feeding River, or vice versa? What's the plan as soon as the food comes off the table? Let's clean the dishes with them. Let's get their hands washed. Let's get you in the tub with one of them, me in the shower with one of them. I'll go get the jammies. I'll have, truck time as I have with Rio before he goes down, and you put Poppy to bed like we normally do. And clearly I'm elevated right now and need some help. And I don't want to linger bedtime. Let's get him in bed because I need to reset and have like me time.
Okay. That was perfect. Now let's go to the deeper need, which you started to talk about it. You time. What was really going on? You needed her to help, but what's going on with Jason?
I feel stressed out.
Because I was going to say with that, it was actually happening just in the opposite way. Like I was with River feeding him outside, and we were on the timeline, and we showered right after, so washing the dishes and doing the hands.
Yeah, I'm not making any of this up. I'm just telling you.
No, I'm just saying the logistics were the same. It just was we were outside. But you know what I mean?
But something was going on
internally.
But you're not validating what I'm saying. the word that you always say that I don't validate you.
No,
You're
I'm
not
saying
validating what I'm saying.
But I'm saying
right
logistically, what you just said your need is actually what you're receiving. We were just in a different location, like 5
So
feet
Lo,
from
what's
you.
interesting, then the need wasn't just to be with Riv. It was Jason had an emotional need. It was personal.
Yeah, I was. I'm gonna not even being super right now. I'm closing my eyes. I will go back to the moment right now. I'm in the kitchen. Benny is barking so loud. So Poppy is crying because Benny is barking so loud. You are outside playing with this cat that I honestly have no idea. What if the cat bites my son? We don't have a vehicle close by to go to. Controversial, but right. We like all animals. Hold on, I got to go back to my thing. I don't. What if he scratches River? I want my son and daughter to not live in fear or anything like that. But I like if a random animal is coming close, like I'm gonna check the situation. I don't have time to do any of that. Closing my eyes. Gotta go back to it. I don't have time to do any of that stuff in that moment because you know what I'm thinking about? Bedtime, feeding my children. I'm done. I'm at 100. I'm maxed. I just want to reset, and I need you to read the room, pick up on it, help me out, not get distracted. That's when I say aloof. I can come up with a better adjective if that hurts your feelings. I apologize, and let's focus on the moment.
Yeah, I totally hear what you're saying. I think just reading the room looks different to the two of us, so maybe that's the hard thing.
So maybe reading the room and then tuning into him.
Yeah,
like what's going on.
Yeah, because
Please.
I'll just take it back to my dad raised me so similar. We are very similar in how we parent, because I just remember so clearly how my dad parented me, and I truly value it so much. I feel like it's helped make me into who I am. And he would teach me healthy fear of things, but also take risks and hold a spider in front of your eyeball and do that stuff. And that is my personality, and I want to give that to River. So I feel like sometimes this might sound really rude, but I'm just going to be honest. I just want to be
exactly.
Your need is you are 44 years old.
I'm not 44.
You're
I'm 43.
Almost 44. You're 44.
Jason, just say it for her.
No, I was like, you
get over it. No, we say that.
And I don't even want to say that. It's more just you have your mom and our little girl who's so easy. I know she's getting disrupted because Benny was working, but I'm also just this is a foundational moment for River. I know that sounds so silly, but it's made his week. He was talking about it so much. Oh my gosh.
Jason's a mess.
And he was caring for the cat. He was I can tell he needs this. It was just so sweet.
Wish it was at 10 a.m. That would have been great. But I was out of space mentally.
No, I know. But I think sometimes, what really creates conflict for us is our capacities, truly. Because if I were him, I'd be
we have different capacities.
I love that they're doing that out there.
And there's certain stressors that activate each of you differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the chaos.
So be respectful of that for each other. And I want to respect that for her and vice versa, right? So I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's, I think, where the confusing part is, because if you're respecting that for me, then you'd be okay with me outside. And if I'm respecting it for you, I'd be inside with you.
Help us on that, because that's not going to work out every time.
Someone's going to have to give. And I would say whoever would in turn feel like they're losing, like Jason.
I was losing then.
You were losing. So Jason, I would challenge you. This is the only way to keep shalom is take responsibility for your emotions.
Yeah.
It's not, yes, you needed your partner. I validate that. That you were calling for a rescue. She was in a totally different space.
She's Jack Hanna out there playing with these wildlife animals. Clearly, you have more energy than me in the moment.
She's having a great time.
I seriously felt great. I was having the best time. I feel like Riv and I were in the same space. We're this is amazing.
And honestly, to interrupt that with meeting Jason's needs just didn't seem like a priority.
No.
Right? Let's just be honest.
She didn't care.
I did not feel like that was a priority to me, no.
Yeah. So I think just being honest about that. So Jason, this is where you have to recognize, okay, we are different, but you could resent this. We want to get into resentment a bit, but I wanted you to go back in your little visualization And I want you to think about what are some alternatives that you could have done to cope in that moment better. How could you have calmed yourself down? What are some tools that you use, whether it's...
Well, I don't smoke cigarettes, but
No.
I was thinking about starting. No, I would like, this would be the dream scenario, and most times I don't have the capacity to do this, but I would like to start implementing, like, just I could have walked over and been like, I can't do any of this right now. I would really need your help, like, extra much right now in this moment. Can we work this together? At least get Poppy down, and then if you want to put River down and have this moment with the cat, that's great, but I'm not going to be able to, like, do any of that right now. Like, something like that. However,
But I feel
what
like
I did in the
that's still not
moment...
a tool. That's still like relying on me.
I'm literally, can I just...
But do you know what I mean? Sorry, go
Being
ahead.
vulnerable.
I'm being
sorry.
vulnerable and you're cutting me off, which
sorry.
I do to you, and then we go awry. As I was saying, but I think in the moment, instead I get elevated, my voice can raise. It's like, babe, where are you? Like, what are we doing here? Really could use you right now, like that. And I think that will turn you off, upset you, all the things. And I wish we could just kind of maybe sidebar is the word, and have some calm in my voice and get to your level. What is that?
I know you want to take it a step farther. You want him to figure it out on his own. You want
Yeah.
him to self-soothe.
Yes.
Is that true?
100%. I think, okay.
Okay, most
learned
times I
so-
do,
but
this was
Here's a suggestion.
a bad moment.
So one thing I do when the kids are just very dysregulated, I will put on Aiden's like worship music on the TV, and I'm serious, within seconds, calm. So I'm like, something like that's amazing. I think,
Aiden King,
What can
great
feel-
worship album, just so
I know,
you
so
have
good.
context.
but what I feel like can be overwhelming, I guess for me, is that. So I learned a lot about his childhood, which was like super cool because it helped me just understand him better this summer because his family was in town. And I just feel like you were not told no often. And I feel like so you were relying on someone to solve your problem. And you are also an incredible problem solver. So there's like a balance. But I feel like when it comes to more like emotional things or things that you don't want to be dealing with, like you wouldn't choose to deal with. So it's like a work problem. You like enjoy solving that and you do that, or like coordinating or whatever. You enjoy doing that. But I feel like in an emotional, vulnerable time when you're dysregulated, you want to rely on somebody else to make it better for you. So that's me. Man, I wish she would read the room and come in and do this. It would make me feel better. And like, to me, I think that's just missing so many big picture moments for our kids, even for me, or just our family as a whole. And I don't know, even let's just say the time frame was off and I was 30 minutes late for bed, but it was my choice to do that with River. That to me, I think it's trusting like my intuition of just like, that was super important for River and I'm going to do that with him. You don't have to be a part of it at all. And I will put him down and I will shower him and all of that, but just valuing like my instinct as a mom rather than that just being wrong. And then I feel like I'm in trouble. I seriously feel like I'm in trouble by like a dad when I come in. I'm not kidding. I really do. And it's just like frustrating because I'm like,
I'm going to start grounding you.
but I feel like you do have like a parenting spirit.
Because I'm in the parenting zone.
No,
You're
no.
in your authoritative
Yeah.
state.
I'm laughing because of Aiden. He's saying
Yeah.
parenting
But
spirit.
you know what? But when you're in a parent-child relationship, which you felt in that moment, it does actually kill desire. It kills partnership. It
does.
because you're not equal, and that equal really that's only where that unity and intimacy comes from.
yeah.
So you were and I feel like in some ways, Jason, you kind of were in a child. You were parenting, but you also were kind of vulnerable as a child. I felt like
Yes.
you were with the kids. You were like kind of in the chaos that needed a rescue. Am I right?
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
And I think what happened is you cried out for Lo. She didn't come to you and meet
Your
your
mommy
needs.
didn't come?
Mommy
I'm
didn't
kidding.
come. But you know, your partner didn't come. And I just want to validate one is I'm glad that you asked for help. And I think Lo is recognizing that. But I think it's also good to this conversation is so healthy.
I know. I feel good. I actually feel good. I was frustrated, but I'm feeling better right now.
Honestly, what you guys are talking through right now is so much good content for you too, because you're learning each other in a whole new way. I mean, even the parent dynamic that you guys have, but also, the child parent.
Yeah.
You both feeling it in different ways.
Totally. I know. I think I realized a lot. I'll just like think about it of like, how do I summarize this even just for us meeting? And I'm like, I really think he just doesn't always do well with my personality.
Totally.
And so that can feel like,
he's too intense. You're so laid back for his intensity.
yeah.
And there is both, this could be a whole nother episode, but it's both frustration, resentment, but also jealousy. I don't think he articulated it as jealousy, but there's something about like, how can she be so relaxed right now?
Yeah.
It's the Mary and Martha in the scriptures.
Yeah.
Like, why is she just sitting there at the Lord's feet?
Yeah.
Doesn't she see? I'm like doing all this work.
Yeah.
It was that moment.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Are you guys still rolling?
No.
Were you guys talking?
We rolling.
A little bit. You don't want
Talking crap.
No,
about me?
it was so good. This parent child dynamic though. What you have just shared, I think, with your viewers and just being so vulnerable, first of all, which is such a gift. Thank you for that. But you have so much content right now for you two to dialogue and so much perspective that you may not even have realized. And especially the parent-child, Benny, the parent-child dynamic that happens with both of you in different ways.
Do you mean the parent-child, like I'm trying to parent him?
Or how we grew up.
But both how you grew up, but how you felt parented by him
Yeah.
when he took authority, but also you saying, I need a rescue, I need help here. Your authority actually was the child in you saying, I need help. I'm vulnerable here. I'm melting down. I need this night to end. Yeah. I just want to wrap this thing up. It's been a great day, but I need some me time to cool down.
Yeah.
That was actually your child in you coming out.
Yeah, because you're fighting to get to 6 or 6:30 or 7, whatever bedtime is for your children, and you sometimes you fly through the finish line, and other times you were just gassed, like you ran a marathon.
That's right.
And that was a marathon day for me.
Yeah.
And I had a few of those this summer. It's not the majority. And if you could recognize in the moment what if I'm in a marathon moment, that would be amazing, and vice versa. I'd love to do the same for you.
Me too. I just wanted to go ski for Pete's sake.
And sometimes, what I love though, sometimes you have to make the call, and for yourself. I hate to say that life's not going to be perfect. Mommy can't always come and rescue you. Daddy can't always come and rescue you, or give those kinds of things. So in a way, you kind of had to make the call, but then to debrief it and say, okay, I made a choice. Now, neither one of you got what you wanted. That's the sad part of the story. Neither one of you. If one had if you had a great skiing moment, and if you had her by your side, putting the kids down perfectly, someone would have won. But
it was a loss.
It was a loss. So how can you leverage this for a win? I want to hear from you both. Like, what did you gain from this? And what could you do differently next time?
I actually have no idea.
I
don't know a different way to approach that situation.
And I think that's
except for being
that's a problem.
That hurts you.
I need you to have an idea.
Does that hurt you?
Because all of this is a waste then.
No, I'm just saying I don't know how I'd reapproach that, because I just know you well enough to know what your response will already be. So I feel like do you know what I mean? If I'm like, hey, I mean, maybe I could explain it in more detail.
No, it's not about explaining anything, babe. It's simply
explaining it to you when
shelving the moment with the cat or the water skiing or whatever it is that you want to do in that moment, and coming in and making sure that I have the back. I need my backup. I need my team member. That's how I would like you to handle it.
Maybe I'm confused on the question.
Yeah, I mean, just take away from like, what could you done differently
with the skiing situation,
with the whole scenario, so that it didn't.
So I will say those were 2 different nights.
Yeah.
Is there somewhere where you would feel a path of peace for you that you can keep integrity of who you are, but also be giving to your partner or a little bit self-sacrificing in this moment. Or if looking back, could you have done something halfway? Or even just acknowledging his struggle.
Yeah. Thank you for being vulnerable. I think what's difficult for me is behind the scenes, I am constantly kind of rescuing him when he might not even realize I am. So I think it more comes down to like, I feel like I've set pretty like strict boundaries for myself because I feel like in my eyes, I feel like I'm taken advantage of, which is a really sad thing to say, but it just feels that way. So I feel like I've had to learn, even with the closest people to me, like I don't want to be taken advantage of. You know I'm here and I will do anything for you. And I do that. I actually do that. And like, yeah, there were times this summer I was like, I know he doesn't want to be a part of this, this, and this, and this. And so I'm going to go do it with one of our kids. And I'm going to be there for him so he can enjoy this day while the other kid is taken care of. And he can go golf with friends and he can go stuff like that. And like, did I want to do what I want to do? No, but I made a decision. And so I actually felt a lot of joy doing it. So I think that's the part that is like so missed, is just like, it's like the one night I might not rescue him, then it's like he's going to unravel like a child. And I'm just like, so it's again pressure on me. So it's like, yes, I want to validate and do all these things, but I feel like I'm already in that rhythm of being there for him and rescuing him and doing all these things without him probably realizing, because he's not experiencing what he could be experiencing that I know he would be experiencing if you're in that situation. So I think that's the frustrating thing to me, because I'm like, I feel like I don't know. So it's hard for me to be like, I'm so sorry about that night, because I just want to be like.
For her, it's just one night. She doesn't realize it's multiple nights. Clearly, we have to end this episode, so we'll pick this up in another episode.
Absolutely.
I don't think we can agree to disagree right now in the moment. Thank you, Angie.
Thank you. And I think this goes to show that working through dynamics as a couple, it's not always wrapped up in a good, nice little bow at the end.
Yeah.
It takes time because you both have free will and you both have your own process. I'm just a facilitator with tools, and you guys have a lot of tools and you're using them, but you're also navigating your own sense of self and identity in this partnership. So I just want to honor you both and thank you so much for what you're doing. And we'll pick this up again.
For sure. Relationships are hard. It's worth it. It's a journey, and appreciate you being here with us. It's the Kennedys. We'll see you soon.
Part that feels like, I know you're over it, certain things, to say, okay, you know what, I could have just tuned in that moment.
Of course. I think it's just hard when, I don't know. I don't want to sound like I feel like I'm just like so attuned so much that it honestly gets just tiring. Because I'm like, we don't have to put all this in, but I'm just like, literally, I mean, all day long. So I feel like there are.
Do you need to be?
I think it's like just innate in me. I don't know.
It's like your nature. Not. It's like you're almost so attuned and so wanting to like make everything work. And then when you have a moment that you're off the clock.
Yeah.
You're like resentful and pissed off. That why does he need me now? I want to have some fun.
Yes.
And so there's no grace. But I wonder if a lot of the attunement has nothing to do with him needing attunement. But you're on.
You're probably
24/7.
Right. That's probably something I need to work through personally. It's just.
I feel like we could. Is this being recorded? I think. Yeah. I'm wondering if that's a huge way. Like process that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
You're on all the time, not because someone asked you to be.
That's so good.
I
don't even know if I know how not to be. I'd have to like learn that.
Were you like that before your accident?
No.
So have you become more hypervigilant?
I think I was like that as a child, but then I came out of it in, I would say, high school. And then I went back to it. So like as a child, I was not there to, I kind of was there to like give people what they needed.
So you were always on?
Probably.
Was that your role in the family?
But silently.
Was that your role in the family, taking care of everybody?
Behind the scenes. Like they didn't know it really.
You're just kind of
But I was doing it. Yeah.
So you're doing this for Jason 24/7.
Yeah.
He doesn't know it. He doesn't ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're completely on the clock.
Yeah. I'm like wearing myself out, but I'm deciding to do that.
You need to resign. You need to submit your resignation so that you have bandwidth when there's an actual need.
Yeah.
You can show up for him fully.
I love that.
Because I think you might be resenting him for something he's not asked of you.
That's a great point. That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah. That is nuts.
How do you feel towards him right now as you think through this? What's happening in your heart?
I think that's like a freeing feeling. I'd have to really like in moments figure out what that looks like, kind of. But it probably is just a deep 9 like unhealthy pattern of just making sure everyone's okay.
Yes.
All the time, but also like what you're saying, you're just constantly absorbing and feeling everything.
Mm-hmm.
So you just like take on that job even when you don't have to.
Yes, and then when you feel in a moment of reprieve from the job, you don't want anyone messing with it.
Yep.
It's yours. You need it. Everyone, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I do enough for you.
Yeah. No joke. That
Wow.
night with the skiing thing, I was literally about to say, instead of asking him, because I already knew his response, I was about to be like, I need to go run to the mail place because it's like on property.
Yeah.
But I like wasn't gonna go to the mail place. I was gonna go to the marina and go ski and come home. Like I was gonna do it as if I were like a kid and being like apologize for when I got back. But so happy I did it and I experienced it by myself. That seriously was my plan, and it kept falling through because he picked up the package we needed to go get. So then I was like, oh shoot, why would I be going to the mail place? It's kind of crazy.
But that's how much you need a rescue from your own attunement, your own torment of being on the clock 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So you wanted to rescue, even to avoid conflict. You were going to just say, I'm going to the mailbox. So what does that tell you about you? How do you give yourself reprieve during the day? Because Jason's not asking things of you all day.
I actually was just talking about this with my good friend because I don't prioritize my own word to myself. Mm-hmm. So it's like if I need to work out, if I need to work and focus on work, I truly feel bad doing it.
Yeah.
But not because of anybody else. Literally, like, it's what I am putting on myself.
So Jason didn't put that on you? Mm-mm. You were like this as a child?
Yep. The first time we were in Idaho, he was like, we have help a few hours every day. Why are you not going to the clubhouse to work? And I was like, because she doesn't know, like, this part about River, and I just need to, like, tell.
You have all these rules for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
What did I jump into?
Sorry.
Major breakthrough.
Yeah. Okay.
Major breakthrough.
Just how I'm always like attuned to everything. So I'm always on all day of just like caring for you and caring for the kids. And then I'm just kind of like the last priority just because of what I do, what I decide to do. And it's just, I absorb everything and feel everything. So I'm making sure you're okay like all day long, but you never asked me to do that for you. So then in a time when you actually have a need, I don't have any more bandwidth, and I'm like, give me a moment just to go like relax and ski.
Yeah, sure.
Or something. And
wow.
So then I like I had a whole plan in my head. I was thinking like, which is like psycho. That's literally like a childhood brain in my mind. Cause I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the marina. Usually it would cost a lot of money. And so, but I'm friends with the guys down there. So I'm just going to be like, does any boat need to be taken out since no one's here, and like get the engine running? Does anyone want to take me out for a ski? And like get it for free. I like had the whole like plan, and then I was gonna just like come back, and because I'm like, they'll be fine. They have 2 adults, 1 per kid.
Lo, this is so childhood. You've been on since you were little, behind the scenes, helping everyone, making sure everything's okay. They don't even know you're helping them. And you've brought that into adulthood. And I'm sure that after the accident, I wonder if it even became more. Mm-hmm. The way your brain is functioning and working, you're more probably hyper-attuned, hyper-aware.
Yeah.
And you're exhausted.
My like brain psychologist told me that like my mind is thinking like
thousands of times faster each second than a normal human.
Ferrari brain. Yeah. So when you're in a moment of pleasure, you're off the clock, you're dreaming, reflecting, seeing beauty, you don't feel vigilant, and then guess who needs you? Jason. And what does it feel like to you in that moment?
Just like I'm in like I just like someone else needs one more thing from me.
And yet that may be the only need he had all day. But you've been working so hard inside.
And I wanted to I didn't want to ski with anybody I knew. It's just yeah. I used to do that during hard times in childhood. My sister and I would this sounds so stupid. We would take the jet ski under the bridge because our boat couldn't fit because the water was too high to the calmest part of the lake, and the two of us would just go escape and ski for an hour or two because it was just our place to release everything.
Total freedom.
But we didn't want to talk to anybody. We just wanted I would drive her and she would drive me.
This is powerful. So when you think about what Jason needed in that moment, it wasn't really about him. It's about you. Being free. So Jason, you missed some of this. So powerful. But your wife has realized that, and if you want me to share, or do you want to share?
Please.
Just how her whole life, her personality, she's an absorber, she's hypervigilant, she's a caregiver. She's the sweetest person you'll ever meet, by the way. If you don't know Lo, she is just the best. But from childhood on, she's been always worrying about everyone else. So she's actually worrying about you and attending to you and tuning to you all day. But one of the questions I asked, did Jason ask that of you? And what'd you say? So when you actually do ask for something, how does it feel to you?
Just exhausted.
Overwhelming.
One more thing.
Overwhelming.
So, Lo, this actually puts the power back in your hands. How does that feel to you?
Feels helpful or just peaceful.
And how does it change the way you viewed what happened that night? Jason needing you.
I actually think I was kind of in a ski moment when I was with River and the cat.
Yeah, you were gone. You were gone.
So what can we label it and be like, hey, I'm having my ski moment?
Yeah.
And I'll be like,
It's beautiful.
this is a...
It's beautiful. You're having your ski moment. And Jason, how does it make you feel? I mean, I know Lo, I know you well, and you love your husband so much. You serve him, you want him to be happy, and you do so much. Again, so much that he probably doesn't even realize because you're on the clock. One thing is you gotta resign that role, and then show up when he actually needs it. Because so if you were off the clock and then he needed you in that moment, in your ski moment, do you think you would have had more bandwidth?
Yeah, for sure.
If you could, if you had more bandwidth, tell Jason what you would have done.
I would have just run in there and been joyfully present.
Yeah.
I
Helping
love
him.
that.
Yeah. How does that feel, Jason?
I love knowing this. I feel like I've heard you say in the past some of those things, but it provides further clarity and understanding. And instead of making me frustrated, it makes me feel protective. And when you can let go of frustration and give way to, I think my partner needs me, then I think there's big breakthrough.
Yeah.
I think for both of you, just from what I've heard today, is you both have to work on a little more internal self-care and how to calm yourself, how to get what you need. Jason is probably your biggest advocate, wanting you to do more things for yourself instead of you being vigilant and doing all these things that no one asks you to do. So that's going to be a whole nother process. That's individual work you're going to have to do because you've been wired. You have a way of life, and you don't know what life feels like without feeling completely on all the time.
Yeah, so true.
And you need a break so that when your partner needs you, you're there. And she's there in a minute.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And vice versa.
And vice versa, yeah.
It's a good place to stop for this episode.
Great job, you guys.
I got to go to the restroom again more.
What? How much? Maybe from your coffee.
No, meaning like I don't have to pee right now. I was saying I should go to the bathroom more because breakthrough happens.
That was beautiful.
When I'm peeing.
We were having a moment, and we're like, "Is this still? Are we recording still?" Because and Lo, I just want to thank you for that. That was beautiful, and for the trust and your vulnerability.
Thanks for helping us through that, and Lovey, good job. I'm proud of you. Honestly, that's helps me so much. Helps me so much. Benny wants to make sure you're okay.
Good job, Benny.
Whew, full on today. Thank you for watching the Kennedys. Hopefully this helps. It means a lot that you listen in. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends and family if it could be of help to them. We love you guys. Thanks.